Welcome back to Once Upon a Sister.
I'm Faith.
I'm Rosalie.
And we're your hosts. The way I look at you every time, like we're your hosts.
Today, we're going to be doing... Our brains are dead, y'all. I don't know what it is about. I think it's like the allergies, at least for me.
I don't really have allergies, but there's been a lot.
My brain is just not working lately. So we were trying to do some certain things for this week, but it was just not happening. Our brains were like, I can't come up with anything. So we thought we'd do something easier, and we saw that What She's Reading did this, which...
One of our favorite podcasts.
Our favorites. They took book quizzes, so we pulled some of those. We did a couple new ones, and we're going to go over our results.
We thought it was a fun episode that they did, so we're like, let's do it too. We love them, so it'd be fun to do it too.
A little simple episode 2.
Yeah. So we're doing like different book related quizzes, some BuzzFeed stuff,
and we should have them linked for you guys, so if you want to take them as well, you can do that too.
So we already took them, and we're going to kind of we haven't talked about our answers yet. We're going to discuss the results we got, but before we do that, what have you been reading?
For me, I just finished The Rose Bargain by, I think her name's Sasha Payton, I can't remember, but that one was so good. I've seen a couple people recommend it, and it's very similar to The Selection, if you guys have read that. But basically, there's this kingdom. It's set in London, or not London, or whatever. It's set over there, and
Europe, somewhere in Europe,
but the England, wherever. And there's this queen, and all of the townspeople and everything have to make a bargain with her at some. Or I guess you don't have to, but they do, and you can bargain anything with her. If you want to have something, you'll bargain it, and she'll take away something else from you. So, when the girls are presented to society, and it's the day they step out into society, they go and they all make their bargains to the queen. But when they're about to make their bargains, the queen's okay, no, this year we're gonna hold a little competition to see who wants to marry her son, the prince. But it's if you sign up to be in that competition, you can't marry anyone else. It's if you don't win, you're stuck alone for the rest of your life.
What a nasty competition.
I know. But a certain amount of girls sign up, and then our main girl, her family's kind of cast out of society. There's a lot of drama going on with her sister that you don't really know about in the beginning. So she's okay, I'm gonna sign up for this competition to put my family back in people's good graces. And then it kind of takes off from there. And I don't want to say everything that happens, but it's a really good book. I would really recommend it if you like The Selection, if you like The Cruel Prince. It is a fantasy.
It's a really interesting
It's really
concept.
simple on the fantasy in the first book, but I think the second one's going to be more...
Okay.
I think you would like it. It was really good.
It's on my TBR. I'm going to read it soon.
And then I'm also currently reading Fearless.
Our book of the month.
Fearless. And so I'm reading that physically because I don't have the audiobook and I don't want to buy the Kindle book. So I'm also audiobooking Wings of Starlight, which is... I don't really understand exactly how it works because it's the fairies. It's Tinkerbell and Pixie Hollow. So I think it's just this author partnered with Disney. I don't really understand. It's
I don't think I've ever heard of this.
I don't think you have either. But I grew up on watching Tinkerbell and those movies.
I was past that age, so I know nothing
so
about
if you know
those.
Queen Clarion and her story with the King of the Winter Fairies, we all wanted more from that. And then I saw a book came out, and I was like, I need to read this right now. So I've had it on hold for a while, and it finally became available. So I've been audiobooking that, and I just feel I'm back to my childhood.
That's fun.
Oh, they're so good.
So I'm currently reading, like she said, Fearless. That's our book of the month. Join our Fable book club. It came out 2 days ago, and I didn't have a chance to read it the first day at all. So I kind of started it last night, but I'm 11 chapters in, I think. And I just love being in this world. I know people have all their opinions about this, but I just think Lauren Roberts did a really good job. And it's honestly just really cool to see her growth. She started when she was 18 in her room, just writing out. That's so fun. She just had a dream and she decided to go for it. And look at where she's gotten. And I'm so it's just so fun to see her little world. And also I think she's just a really good writer. So I'm reading that, obviously. And then I'm also listening to The Crash by Frida McFadden, which it came out 2 months ago, I want to say. So it's one of her, like, it's her newest book. And I know a lot of people had a lot of negative reviews for it. At least that's what you see when you open it on Goodreads. And I'm like 55, 56, I don't know, somewhere around there, over 50% through. And I'm not loving it so far. It's definitely not my favorite of her books, but it's interesting. I'm like I obviously I want to know what's going to happen, but it's a weird, I'm just not connected to it. Like the other ones, like with the boyfriend and the teacher, I was like, I wanted to press play. Like I wanted to see. And this, every time I like turn it on, I'm like,
yeah, just pushing through, not pushing through, but just,
yeah, it's not horrible. Like I don't want to come across like it's horrible. It's still very interesting. I like Frida McFadden's book. I think she does a good job writing. And I like if you listen to her books, the narrator that she does.
Is it the same for every single one?
It's not the same for every single one, but this one, she's been in at least, it's the same one from the teacher. And I think she does a good job. So yeah, but that's what I'm currently reading. I just finished before this, The Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows duology. And
some new favorites for
I
us.
loved it. Like that's a probably gonna be favorite ever. Like that was so much fun. And also I love a good duology because for me, like I've said, I'm totally a fantasy reader, and if you read fantasy, you know that a lot of times you get stuck in like
a multiple
book series, and so sometimes it's nice just to have like two and done. Bit. Like that's honestly so fun. Like the book one to start it took book two to finish it off.
Yeah.
Like, and I loved the main characters, like their little relationship. But I've never read this one. Like they're like in a war. I've never read a book. Okay, that's not true.
But like
a lot of books have war, but this is like a real world war. It's different than
like it's back
fantasy.
in like the 1900s and like they're in a war. Like it feels like you're in real life with. That's why I had said something about magical realism, and it's not like it is considered fantasy, but it feels more magical realism because it's like it's not as. It
feels more like real world that has a little bit of magic. Is what it's like.
Yeah.
So it's just really fun. Like if you haven't read those, they're nice and they have no spice, so that's just nice and refreshing.
Yeah. That was also the Rose Bargain. Like there was one soon, but there was not much of it, and then like not a lot of talk about stuff, and not like heavy cursing throughout the book. So if you want to try that, I really recommend it too. It's nice to not have filled with stuff.
Yeah.
What are you guys reading? Let us know below. And now
into the episode. So we took 9 quizzes. The first quiz that we took was called Book Lovers, What's Your Reading Personality?
So what did you get?
So I got, which kind of made me a little bit sad. It's your reading personality is exacting reader. The exacting reader, the expression so many books, so little time sums up your life. You love books, but you rarely have as much time as you'd like. So you're very particular about the books you choose. So I feel like that is me to an extent because I'm a mom and like I just have running a household, I homeschool. So
but you still have a lot of time.
I still have a lot of time to read because that's my only hobby. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies. I just read. But there is like, sometimes I think about, man, like you're able to just blow through books to a different level that I can't, which is okay. It's just our different stages of life. But I'm like, there is times where I wish that I'm like, oh, like with the kids, some days I'm like, I just wish y'all would chill out for a minute and I could just go read for an hour. Like,
that is the one thing I was thinking about that the other day. And I'm like, me right now, like I do not get to just spend all this time, like I get to spend all this time reading, and one day when I'm married and have kids, it's not going to be, so I'm like, okay, I really need to enjoy this while I can.
And because it changes. But then I was thinking like for me it's a priority though, so I do read a lot. Like I know I read a lot more than a lot of people, but I don't get to read to the level that I would like to sometimes. Like I have weeks where it's a good week, and then I have weeks where like there's just no time. Books. But yeah, so I would say that it's kind of me to an extent, but I make reading a priority where I'm like, it's my hobby. It's important to me to read, and I want to read. So
yeah, I got the all-rounder, which I don't understand. I don't see. So it says my responses show that I fit equally into all 4 reading personalities. So we have like the involved reader. You don't just love to read books, you love to read about books. For you, half the fun of reading is the thrill of the chase, discovering new books and authors and discussing your finds with others. Exactly. The exacting reader, what she got. Serial reader, once you discover a favorite writer, you tend to stick with them through thick and thin. I do that.
Honestly, I feel like that's me.
Yeah. Electric reader, you read for entertainment, but also to expand your mind. You're open to new ideas and new writers and are not wedded to a particular genre or limited range of authors.
I feel like I'm that too. Because like I am what I said, but I'm not just that. So I feel like I'm that, but
so you're gonna change your answer.
My answer is actually that's funny. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect, because like for us, like obviously we love to read, but like the whole part where it's like it's not just reading, it's the talking about reading,
it's like
it's
going
the
to buy books, it's looking at books, it's
like
talking
we're
about
literally
them.
here doing a podcast because we want to talk about books.
It's literally
like,
me scrolling on Goodreads because that's like my favorite form of social media. Like, it's just fun.
Yeah, so let's pretend that I got that. Okay, the second one is, what book should I read next based on your favorite TV shows? Oh, I will say the second link, because if you go to the I'll Read What She's Reading episode, they linked them all out. The second one didn't work, so we switched and did this one instead. So yeah. What did you get?
I got binge-worthy dramas. You can't resist a show that features dramatic storylines and complex characters that grow on you. From Breaking Bad to Grey's Anatomy to The Crown, the shows that have you hooked are Emmy-worthy dramas with emotion at their core. This is why we think you'll enjoy the following books, where poignant storytelling and character development are key. We have Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes. Two women with opposite lifestyles accidentally swap gym bags with unprecedented consequences. I don't really know. There's not much explanation to the books.
Yeah.
And then I got The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. The once prosperous Barnes family is on the brink of ruin in this sometimes funny, often heartbreaking family drama. Maybe I'd like them. I don't know. I feel like I need a little bit more. Like, what are those books actually about?
This is funny. I took this quiz and then I realized, like, I feel like I don't watch a lot of TV anymore. And what I do watch wasn't really options on this test or this quiz or whatever. Yeah. This quiz. So, this is okay. I'll just tell you what I got. I got comforting comedies, which is accurate because when I'm in like a down in the slumps, like I just kind of want to watch a comforting comedy movie. That's my go-to. But as far as like TV shows and stuff, I watch like
I feel like
anymore. Like I used to pick comedies, but now I kind of lead towards like Bridgerton and like.
I also feel like the stuff you read isn't necessarily what you watch.
Yeah. Because I love like Hunger Games and like those kind of things. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I love, they don't really make that into a TV show. But anyway, so mine says, you love to unwind with a great feel-good sitcom, which is true. Whether that's catching the latest word-of-mouth hit on Netflix or rewatching The Office for the 50th time, but you can get the same comforting feeling from the following books, which are relatable, cozy comedies. Which is so funny because I wouldn't.
You don't read
That's
comedy.
not what I lean towards for books. But I got Greta and Valden by Rebecca K. Riley. A brother and sister confront the highs and lows of love, identity, career, and family as they navigate their 20s together.
Wait, I'm like, I don't think you would read that.
I wouldn't pick that up. But this one you read, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. This one
Bachman.
I am interested in. Bachman?
Yeah.
A bank robbery brings together an unlikely group of strangers in the surprisingly heartwarming comedy, which you told me a little bit about it, and I
really liked it, and it had a mystery aspect to it, so I feel like you could read that one.
Yeah, I am actually interested in that one. So then this one says, Primetime Romance by Kate Robb. Newly single Bryn wakes up with her flatmate in the world of her favorite 90s soap drama. Is this what her love life needed? Oh, I didn't read the description of that one. That's actually pretty interesting.
I feel like you might.
She wakes up in like a different
setting.
Fun. That's something that I lean more towards.
Reminds me of kind of like A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston.
Did you read that one?
No, I want to, but it's like the girl loves books and she's on the way to like a book retreat with her friends, and her car like breaks down in this small little town, and the town she breaks down in happens to be the town from her favorite book, so she's like now in her book. That's the thing about me, is I see a book and I like to go into it blind, so I never knew what that was about. That makes me want to actually I really want to read it. I just haven't gotten to it. It's always available on Libby when I look at it. It's like both audio and
if you've read that one, did you like it? Because I've seen people say they didn't like it.
I did too, but I don't know. I feel like I can't trust people's opinions sometimes, because just, at least for us, we're very easily entertained by books, so it's like when people have negative opinions, I don't really take much stock from it, because I'm like, my opinion's usually different. Yeah. And that's just how it is.
Yeah. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Which trending book talk character are you?
Okay. I got Olive Smith.
So did I.
Is this the girl from Love
Hypothesis? That's why when we were doing the quizzes, I was like, who is this? But I don't have it on my shelf.
Olive, and I was like, that's the Love Hypothesis girl.
It took me a minute because they just have a random picture of a girl on here. Like, this is like an actress, I think. That?
But the description is, you've got brains. You're the smartest person in the room, and your intelligence has made you quite successful in your life so far. However, you also second guess yourself in situations that seem daunting or too good to be true, as you struggle with imposter syndrome. You should challenge yourself to go outside of your comfort zone and jump at the opportunities that scare you, as they could end up changing your life for the better.
So the first half, like, I don't feel like I'm not the farthest. The
smartest
person in there. I don't feel that way.
Clearly.
But the second half, like, we were literally just discussing this, how we say like, or every time we're like sending each other an audio message on our phones, we always end it with I don't know.
We
like
always say I don't know.
Like in context, like we'll be discussing, oh, what do you think if we do this for the podcast? It will explain a little bit, like, I don't know. We end it like that, and I'm like, why are we so unsure of ourselves? Like,
have a little we need to have a little bit of confidence in ourselves, because we always end up doing the idea, but it's like when we talk about it and explain it, we're just
we doubt ourselves.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what that part really I was like, was a little bit accurate, but I'm not like a brainy person, but I'm like 99% sure this is a love hypothesis.
Let me look.
Because that's been so long since I read that, but
I remember her name being Olive. I just don't remember her last name. That's what threw me off.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the last name.
Yeah, it's her.
Okay. All right, but they put like a picture. What actress is this?
No, I'm like, there's not a movie.
I know
why
her
did they
face.
choose a random girl?
No, this is an actress for sure.
It is.
Oh, it's the girl. It's Star Wars, the newer ones.
That makes so much sense.
What's her name?
It's Ray.
It's Ray. Yeah. Why they put her with it?
Because the love hypothesis was originally a Raylo fanfic.
Yeah, it is. Okay,
so that's why they put her. I guess that makes so much sense.
My brain, like, slowly piecing things together.
She's clearly not the smart one.
I forgot that it was a fanfic, okay?
That's why I think most of Ali Hazelwood's like first books were fanfic.
That's so funny.
Like on the Love
because
on the Brain,
when I watched those movies, I was literally like, I need y'all to be together. Like, I just love that. Okay. Well, we got the same result for that one. Next one is, which book talk book are you, based on these totally random questions?
These were some random questions. Like one of them was like, favorite snack, lunch meat, or
what's your favorite number out of these 4 numbers? I was like,
and then there was one that was like, what's your favorite season? Spring, summer, winter, fall.
And then it was like Christmas at the bottom. I was laughing. It had little smiley faces with it. Like,
okay, my book is 6 of Crows.
Mine too.
I feel like we're gonna have a lot of the same.
Yeah,
we're
just very similar. So similar. We literally went and got our nails done, and we got the same color. Every time we go together, we end up getting the same color.
We have so many of the same things. Like we have the same makeup bag, different color. Like we just have so many of the same things.
We're literally like, you know how like twins, like moms have twins, and then they like dress them they same, but like they each have their own color. Like that's you and me. Yeah, we do that
with pink and green.
But then sometimes we do the same color. But like, yeah, like I'm green, you're pink, and then if green's not available, I'm blue. Yeah, like.
No, but yeah, so Six of Crows. We haven't read that yet, but we both want to read it. We both have it on our shelf. Yeah, we do. We both have it on our shelves. We just haven't read it yet.
What is the description for, like, what's the back?
Also, I don't know, because I really wanted to read Six of Crows, but I saw someone say that you need to read Shadow and Bone first. Oh. Like, it's the same situation as Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart. Like, you don't have to read it, but if you do, I think things are going to be spoiled for that series. So then you would never, like, if you want to go back and read that, you wouldn't.
That's annoying. That's the thing, is I need to know these things, because I, like...
I knew the Caraval one.
I feel like the book needs to say that right in the front when you get it. Okay, this is what Six of Crows says on Goodreads. It says, Ketterdam, a bustling hub of international trade where anything can be had for the right price, and no one knows that better than criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker. If I'm saying these wrong, I'm sorry. Kaz is offered a chance at a deadly heist that could make him rich beyond his wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a heart-render using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes, 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Kaz's crew is the only thing that might stand between the world and destruction if they don't kill each other first.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I really want to read it, is because one booktuber I watched, she like loves this book because it's a heist, and she says it's like really flippable. It's honestly, like, you get through it so fast.
The description honestly kind of reminds me of Oceans. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm talking, you never watched the originals, you only watched the girl
No.
one, right?
Also,
But
it's
I
been a
love
while.
those movies. Those are so fun because they all have different like strengths.
Yeah.
All the people in, like, one's the
Yeah.
locksmith, one's like the ninja guy that like can squeeze into tight places. Like, they all have
Yeah.
their own little part that they have to play, and it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
So
Plus, I
that's
think this will be fun because it's like a group of people. Like that's why I
Yeah.
love The Natural, is because it's 5 people we're following, and like I don't know, I just love a group.
yeah.
That's the other reason I love the Rose Bargain, is it's all these girls in the competition to win the prince, but it's like they form this unlikely community
Oh,
and like
really? That's
ally with each other, and like I don't know, it's really good despite them being.
Because one of her favorite tropes is found family,
I
and I
love
feel like
found
that's
family.
why you love the.
I do.
That's
Okay.
funny. Okay, next one is. Let's exit out all of these things I got going on here. If you were in the ACOTAR universe, this is the character you'd be.
Should we say it at the same time?
No, because I feel like if we talk over each other, we're not going to be able to hear each other if it's different.
Okay.
Who'd you get?
I got Elaine.
I got Amryn.
Ooh.
I was not expecting to get. That's why when we were taking the test, I was like, "Oh, I would have never."
I heard you say that, and I was like, I wonder what she got.
I would have never picked this for myself. So read yours out.
Just like Elaine, you're a sweet and genuine soul. You long for a simple and quiet life where you can be left alone to enjoy your pleasures. You approach most things in life with a gentle and soft perspective.
Which I feel like
that's
is
really
more me,
accurate.
because this description, I was like, okay, this is what Amryn says. You have a. This is so mean. I'm like my. Okay, anyway, let me say it. You have a super short fuse, similar to Amryn. You're very emotional, but more in that takes little to disrupt and anger you. You're used to being in charge, and the leader role is one you're more than comfortable in. I'm like, I feel like part of me is like
I do think some of those are accurate, but not in a bad way. It's just because like you have a lot going on.
Yeah, like
you got 4 little kids, so like sometimes.
and a husband who works constant hours, like,
and that's just like the over.
that's what I'm in. Like, I'm like, if I could choose, no, I would just, like, obviously not being a mother or anything, but I'm just like, just chill, calm, everybody.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you can't
But I
choose
think
what
it's, like,
your kids' emotions are going to be that
circumstances.
day, and they're going to lose their minds and like cry. And so I'm like,
So you're gonna lose.
I
your
have
mind
to
and cry.
lead, and I have to. Yeah, and like literally me praying every day, God, give me patience. Like, help me not to yell, help me not to be angry. Like, that's why when I read it, I was like, okay, like
A little call out.
a little call out right here. Like, I'm trying my best, okay.
I think you're Elaine, and then like I don't know. That's just because of your circumstances. But
Yeah, I
you're
don't
doing
know.
your best, and you can't.
I'm like that was. I feel like that points out negative personality aspects, whereas like some of the other ones points out positive. So I'm like,
Oh yeah. Why didn't they write a negative and a positive?
yeah.
Like this one's all positive. They couldn't have put something negative in there
Yeah,
too.
like that's what I'm confused because I'm like, even Feyre is like, she's
Could you see all of them?
no, but I'm just thinking of like her personality. Like she's a leader, not that she necessarily wants to be, but she is a leader.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, where's the
Amryn.
like why is Amryn? But I don't know, just interesting. Anyway, next one is in different life. I think it's supposed to say in a different life. In a different life, in another realm, which Throne of Glass character are you?
So interested to see what you got.
What did you get?
I got Aelin.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, what?
What does it say?
Aelin Ashriver Whitethorn Galathinius. You're extremely passionate and feel strongly and deeply for the people and projects in your life. You are very meticulous and you always have a plan, even if you forget to communicate it. Your cleverness and wit are unmatched and you have a strong and true moral compass.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I got Lysandra. Yeah. I was not expecting that, so I didn't read the description.
What's the description then?
You possess a sharp mind and a hidden ferocity. Your courage is unmatched, and you would do anything for those you love. Not only do you want to see the world become a better place, but you are actively improving it.
I guess, yeah.
I was surprised when I got her. I was like, but I didn't read the description because I wanted to.
But I feel like it also makes sense because like Lysandra takes care of
the little girl. What's her name?
What is her name?
I know.
I can't
I feel
remember
bad right now. We are real fans, okay?
Yeah, she was kind of a side character, but like she takes care of her and she's like motherly and
yeah, I can
cares,
see that.
but she's also like stands up for herself too. So I feel like
I know.
is
What's funny is
accurate.
like I wouldn't describe myself. Well, that was hard. I was like at the beginning of the book, I would have been like, oh, but she was acting a certain way for a certain reason. So
yeah,
but yeah, I can see that.
I don't know if I'm Aelin. Like
I can see those things though.
I just picture Aelin as so like take charge and everything, and well, I guess I kind of am. I don't know. I feel like okay, when
But
I
the
think
but the
about
like
this
keeping
with
things to
you,
yourself and not telling anybody your plan, that's not you. You would be
no.
like, what do you think? Let's hash this out. Like we would be talking
Like
about
Meg
it
and I
in
will talk
detail.
something over and over and over.
Like we literally, like the term like don't beat a dead horse or whatever.
That's us.
That's us. We're gonna do it 20 times. Like
if we could talk about it, we're gonna talk about it.
like,
Yeah.
some of the trauma, some things that have happened in my life, like with a old friend, like we talked about that for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like I finally now I'm like,
We still
and
do
we still bring it up,
sometimes.
but I'm like,
We have to talk it out.
I have to hash out my feelings, okay?
You know that TikTok trend that's like probably needed a hug?
Yeah,
It's
no.
just like probably needed a hug. Us talking it out a million times instead of talking.
Yeah. Anybody else like, you know, like how people are like, oh, I don't hug my best friend or whatever. Like that's us. Like we don't hug each other, which is so weird because
Never do.
I love you very much. Like you're my sister and you are my best friend. But
I
I'm
don't
like,
understand
why
it.
don't we hug each other?
Like we hug all of our friends at church. I
Yeah,
hug
whenever
your
we get there,
husband.
we hug everybody goodbye,
I
hug
hug all the
everybody hello, but
boys.
we don't hug each other. And I'm like, why do we do this to each
We
other?
randomly do sometimes. I feel like it's like when you're leaving my house and we're all hugging.
Yeah.
But sometimes we still don't.
I know. It's almost like, I feel like with other people, it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to see you for a while and I'm probably not going to talk to you for a little bit, like for
Yeah.
at least a few days. But you and I are constantly in
But
communication.
then I feel like that shouldn't stop it.
No, I
don't
know. Like,
what-
why are we like that?
And it's like when we do hug, it's like.
Like we need to work through that. Like we need to hug each other, and it's always a side hug too. We need to hug each other front on, and like, you know what? What's the word? What do they call it? Where it's like
It's like
exposure therapy.
exposure therapy. We need exposure therapy with hugging each other.
It's like I don't even have a problem with it. I just don't.
No, we don't. Like it's so bad. Like what if one of us dies one day and then
I
we're just like
know.
last time we hugged was a year ago.
It's not ever that much, but our hugs are always like, no, I'm not kidding. They're like just like it's so ingenuine too. Like why do we do that? And then
We'll
I
work
see
on
like
it.
who are those sisters? Like Beth Ann and what's it called?
From Little Woman?
No, from TikTok. Like they're on TikTok. The two blonde girls,
the
Beth
two
Ann and
twins?
Kaylee or whatever. They're all up in each other's face and all up on each
I
other.
wonder if it's different because they're twins. Like
Yeah, because I'm like that could never
like
be
they're
us.
basically an extension of each other.
They get right in each other's
No, that's
faces,
not us.
and I'm like, wow, personal space.
Give me an inch away.
Anyway, next one is which book perfectly matches your personality? I got the most random
Me too.
answer. What did you get?
Alice in Wonderland.
too.
What? Like
Alice
okay,
in Wonderland.
Let's read this. Often people would say you have your head up in the clouds, but it's not your fault you have an overactive imagination. That's where all your best ideas come from anyway, meaning that you're always open to trying new things and exploring everything that life has to offer. Basically, you're strange, charming, and unforgettable in the best way possible.
I mean,
I just wasn't expecting it.
no, I really wasn't. I was thinking it was going to be like different options.
I feel
but
like the overactive imagination kind of, because like something about me is I'll think of some sort of scenario, like this is really morbid, but like say Faith dies, I go through this whole rabbit hole of like, okay, I'm gonna take the boys in, like we're gonna take care, like I come up with this whole like scenario and what everything we have to do after, and then I like stop and I'm like, none of that's happening right now. But I do it with everything, and I'll do the same thing with like mom and dad dying and like
Yeah.
what I come up with all I have to do after. I don't know why. It's like my brain comes up with the worst situation possible.
No, I do the same
and I have
thing.
to figure out what I'm gonna have to do.
It'll be the smallest little trigger. Like my husband's a
No,
police
literally.
officer, and I'll like hear a siren, or I'll hear a crash and a siren, and then I'm like, and then he's dead, and then I'm gonna get the call, and then someone's gonna call me, and then I'm gonna have to live on my own, and I'm gonna have to get a job, and like, and how am I gonna provide for the kids? And like, I go through this like a whole
Literally,
spiral.
I walked into work. I open in the morning, so it's dark and nobody's there. And I walk in, and I'm going to unlock the door, and it's like unlocked. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then
And then you're like, someone's gonna come around.
immediately, I'm like, okay, someone's like
Waiting
here.
for me.
So I come up with this whole thing in my head of like, I'm walking around checking the building. I'm like, I'm gonna die, and then I'm gonna be dead on the floor. And then the customers are finally gonna walk in, or the owner's
And they're
gonna
gonna
walk in,
see-
and I'm just gonna be dead on the floor. And then they have to figure out what to do with me. And it's just like this whole thing. And then I'm like, I come out of it. I'm like, nothing's happening. I'm just sitting here.
Like you could no. What always happens to me too is I come to and I'm like, dear Jesus, I pray over my family, and Jesus, like,
I rebuke that.
I play the blood of Jesus over my family.
I'm like, is that normal? Do other people do that?
Yeah, because that's what people say, like the intrusive thoughts or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Oh.
intrusive. Yeah,
Is it intrusive or it's?
I think those are intrusive because impulsive is like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna scream right now, which
Yeah, no.
I've had those.
Okay, next one is, now that I've finally read Fourth Wing, I'll tell you if you're Violet, Zayden, Jacinia, Liam, Dana, Riddick. What a long title.
Who did you get? Oh,
I got Violet.
I got Violet too.
I was like, yeah, when I got it, I was so excited.
Woo!
So it says, you are a bad butt who never lets anyone tell you what to do. You like knives and you don't get a little thing. Wait, what? And you don't let a little thing like your joints popping out hold you back from life. Most likely to do the right thing even when it's hard. You have the best instincts. Now, I don't feel like I'm like,
I don't love knives.
but I feel like if I was put in Violet's position, I'd probably be like her. But I'm like, on a regular day to day, I'm just gonna chill. Like,
yeah, like I feel like the most likely to do the right thing even when it's hard.
Yeah, is mad.
We'll
like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm always gonna be like that.
I feel like it's hard because they give me Violet, and my brain automatically, like, I think about she's in the book, like at the school with the dragons and stuff. But I'm like, think about her in my position. Like, obviously, I'm not out of school with the dragon, so I'm like, is this me? But
yeah, I think about if I was her and I was forced to, because she wanted to be a scribe. Like,
no, literally, she just wanted to sit and read books and write all day.
Yeah, so I'm like, I do kind of relate to her a little bit. Like, if I was in that position, I feel like, okay, if I have to be here, if I'm forced to be here, I'll do it.
Also, this was so funny because in this quiz there was a question that was, your mortal enemy wants to fight, how do you handle it? And the answers were poison them, beat their butt, laugh it off, or I'm not fighting anyone ever. And we both picked that one. I know.
When I saw
I'm not fighting anyone.
I'm not fighting anyone ever. I was dying laughing. Like,
and then there was another question that was like, the person you're in love with goes for someone else, and it was like, what do you do? And it was like, confront them, have your friends handle it, all this, and then
go on TikTok and watch sad videos.
Yeah,
like,
the last one was like, read a book,
jump in a fantasy world and forget your problems.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm not gonna go confront someone that I like.
What, you can't like be mad at someone for not reciprocating your feelings.
Also, why would I go so hard after someone that clearly doesn't want me? I'm like, I'm not gonna be that desperate. Like, if you want me, you're gonna want me. Like,
that's so funny. Okay, I think we're on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we added this one in. This was not one on their list, but it says, pick your favorite literary names and we'll reveal your hidden supernatural ability.
Yeah. So they had us go through like boy and girl names in Powerless, and then
other books like Harry Potter, and
then
some books I didn't even really know.
I can't remember the third one, but the fourth one was the selection, which I know, but you don't.
Oh.
I got telepathy.
What does it say?
Says you'll be able to communicate thoughts to others without using the senses. How cool is that?
That's kind of fun.
I know.
I got flight. You'll fly, not like an airplane, but close enough. You'll be able to soar above everyone else and use this as an effective means of transportation.
I feel like I would want to fly. Look, you remember being a kid and all those questions of like, if you could have one superpower,
what would it be? Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I always chose fly or honestly telepathy, like just getting to talk mind to mind.
Yeah, I always choose what is it called? Like, I feel like I'm gonna say the totally wrong, like telekinesis or whatever, like where you can move things with your mind. Yeah. That's what I always choose.
Like 11.
That would be amazing. Like if I'm like, cause you know when your mom, especially, oh my gosh, like when you sit down, you're like, ugh. Especially like when I would breastfeed, like I would sit there and I'm like, my water's all the way over across the room. Like, I can't get up. Or, like, I can't tell you how many times I would sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm going to read. And then I'd forget my Kindle. And I'm like...
Or you sit down and the kids are like, Mama, can I get this?
Yeah.
It's like,
can you wipe me? Sat down.
Like, telekinesis of wipe up their butt?
Just like a little wipe. It took a different turn than I was expecting. And anyway...
If y'all took these quizzes, let us know your answers.
Yeah, give us your answers.
Some of them were interesting.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, a little out there, a little random, but
yeah,
they were fun. Some of them were like making me laugh, the answer, the questions or whatever.
Yeah, but we needed like a simple episode because our brains are fried right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Let us go ahead and ask if y'all want to see us talk about something or do a different like topic or what's it called, like
if you'll have
a little game, a little prompt, leave it and we'll potentially do it because we want to try different things. So
and we want to know what y'all are looking for too, to have your input.
Yeah. But that's that. Thank you so much for listening to our episode.
Yeah.
And if you haven't joined our book club, join our book club, okay?
The amount of times you've said that.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's talk about this a little bit. We're kind of thinking of doing another book club because we want to
We had the idea to go through like some other like we both haven't read Harry Potter. We haven't read, I don't know, there's just some series that we're like, it'd be fun to go through and like with y'all as a club read them together, but like besides
our monthly
book club.
Yeah.
And then also like with Harry Potter, if we're doing that one, there's movies, so we could like read the first one and then watch the movie, do an episode
where we talk about the differences or the
and what we liked about the book and stuff. We just think it would be
like
fun.
And I'm excited to do Harry Potter because we grew up in the church, and if you know anything about growing up in the church, Harry Potter was like demonized in the church. It's like, oh, it's so bad, like it's an ultimate sin to watch Harry Potter and read Harry Potter. But now as like an adult, I'm like, why did the community latch on to Harry Potter and not other stuff? And I don't really feel like it's any different than like Percy Jackson or like that kind of stuff. So I'm
Narnia,
like, or Narnia, like it's I don't know. So
but also it's like we got older, and like at least for me, I was like, okay, let me talk to God about this myself and see what I feel convicted with, and I felt
and
fine.
Even now I feel like our mom wouldn't be against it. Like if she actually sat down and thought about it,
a lot of stuff is just pushed on you, and like you can't form your own
a lot of people just like, it was like a bandwagon thing where everybody like joined on.
So we're excited to read them.
So
I've already watched the whole series, but it's been a while and I can't remember much, so I'm like excited now that I'm into books to be able to read them and then go through the movies. I actually am so blind. I know nothing about Harry Potter. I know there's Harry Potter, I know there's Hermione, and I know something about 9 3/4 is a thing. But I don't even know. I always see people say like, oh, my child is 9 3/4. I gave them Harry Potter. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'll find out. Like, I cannot remember what that means.
Maybe I'm not remembering that correctly, but I swear. Like,
okay, well, we'll find out.
Yeah, so if we should do that,
Harry Potter,
let us know, because we're excited to like
if y'all have any series too, like we just think it'd be fun to go through a series and have like more dedicated time to talk about certain books and I don't know, just
and like breakdown, because that's like what we're excited about with our monthly book club. Like we'll end up, the first episode of each month is going to be like our breakdown of the book that we read the previous month. So we're really excited to just like spend an episode just actually like discussing a book in full. And obviously you haven't read that, it's going to be spoilers, but like that's what we want to do, is we like talking about what happens in the book, the big things, the parts that like are spoilers, like, so we're excited to just actually like deep dive into a book. But
yeah, it'll be fun. Thank you guys for listening.
And the deep
I think like by the time we post this one, we'll have been doing this for a month, right?
Yeah, the episode that was last week that y'all saw, that was the 4th episode, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say
it's already been that long.
Yeah, because our first episode was March 15th or March 14th, I want to say.
I guess, yeah.
So
but wouldn't our first episode then be like somewhere in the tunes, or like our month mark, or would it be just the 4th episode as like the month mark?
Well, it's like a month. Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for listening.
Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.